This is question 47 for the practice final. In this particular question, we're going to go ahead and take a first look at whether or not this is a workable question. Notice that we have our last number as a 1. Well, the only way for our first number to be 1 and our last number to be 1 is if our middle number was 2. Because you could say 1 plus 1 equals 2 and you'd be cool. There's no way of getting a negative 5. So because of that, we are going to go ahead and say that this is a prime trinomial, which means we can do this. We can use A, B, and C. And we can still find out an answer for a prime. It's not going to be a number that we would have been able to guess off the top of our head. It's not that it can't be a number. It's just prime ones are basically things that are like not a 2, 5, or 7, or even a fraction. It's something that like there's no way you could have guessed it. So we are going to go ahead and use our quadratic equation. So let's remember how to write that out first. The 3 steps for using any formula. You write it out. Negative b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac all over our 2a. Okay. Step number 2 when using a formula is negative parentheses plus or minus square root parentheses 2 minus 4 parentheses parentheses. We're going to go ahead and make sure that the second time we write it, we're going to keep it with parentheses for now. All right, and then our third is to insert the number. So now I'm going to take in each of my letters, or numbers, A, B, and C. I'm going to put them in. The reason, again, why I'm doing this is because this very first part here, this negative 5. This is the most common mistake you can use when using formulas, which is knowing that this negative and this negative are different. Some people, when they see this portion here, will automatically just write negative 5 because they see this negative and assume it represents this one. So we want to make sure we do this. So the only reason why I bring that up is because it is a very common error, and if you're in a rush, it's very simple to make that. So we're going to put our 5 and our 5 there. We have A next, so 1 and 1. And our C is also at 1, so we're just going to pop that right there. Now, at this point, we're going to go ahead and do our next portion, which is just calculating what's actually going on here in the question. So we have our negative 5, which is going to give us a positive 5. Oops, sorry. It's going to give us a positive 5. We have our plus minus symbol that doesn't change, and we have a square root. Actually, let's go ahead and do this how I normally do it, which is I pull a little arrow over and I just solve the inside. So 5 and 5 is 25. Minus 4. That's going to give me 21. And then that portion I'm going to go ahead and put in our root. Okay? It's kind of a thing that I do. I just like doing it off to the side first. Then we're going to go ahead and 2 and 1 is 2. And this is as far as we can get with this particular question on the final. It's just going to ask us to do this thing here. Of course, you don't need the positive here in the front, but I just put it there for explanation. So we have 5 plus or minus the square root of 21, 2. And this is not a number we could guess because 21, the square root of 21, if we look at that, is going to be a really ridiculous number, which is 4.583. There's no way we could have guessed that off the top of our head. We tend to think in whole numbers or fractions, so that would have been an impossible number. And that's why we say this question is prime. It's because it doesn't simplify easily as a trinomial.